Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'em Out book and training series and the Closing the Gap book and training series. I'm checking in, talking poverty intervention. Poverty, once again, one of the most misunderstood terms, mistrained terms. Poverty can't be money. If poverty was just put into the mentality, into the money category, that means I could give you money and take you out of poverty. Well, poverty's mental because that's why you have people go broke. You made $100 million and you're broke. You hit the lottery and you're broke. You had a stimulus package and you're broke. You had ESSER funds and your school still didn't get better. You've been Title I for 50 years and you're still a F school. That, friends, is poverty. Poverty's mental. So a poverty intervention tip that I would give, and we're really working with staff on, I'm on the school site today, is understanding what the real danger of poverty really is. That's what's fighting everything you're trying to do for the kid. So if a teacher understood that if I'm in a poverty culture or a poverty environment or a trauma zone, that my saving grace and primary discipline is structure. Structure. Poverty has a kryptonite: structure, teamwork, consistency. Structure, teamwork, consistency. Structure, teamwork, do it every day, all 179 days. That's the way it works. If you don't do it, you're going to lose. That's where most teachers' major struggle is in being consistent, is in having structure. So a piece with poverty that we have to understand, if I have to manage a poverty environment or a trauma environment, me, the teacher, me, the school, cannot be a contributor to the poverty. There is so much trauma in the world and people don't know how to handle folks' trauma. Now, poverty and trauma are partners. They run together. Poverty actually comes from trauma. It's a whole nother discussion. And if you be like, no, it doesn't, they're different. You don't know what you're talking about. I know you don't know what you're talking about. So just be quiet and listen to somebody who does. Poverty and trauma, they run together. Poverty comes from a functional broken heart. So you can be a billionaire and be impoverished, and a lot of what's one sign of poverty? Greed. So you can be a billionaire, greedy, totally impoverished. Poverty's not money. The teacher has to understand that. So that means you're always fighting the mentality with your students. So you're training them mentally. You think you're physically training them, but you're training their brain. One thing that you have to do when training and getting flushing poverty out of your building and out of your school is being able to identify with kids why school is still important and what they want to do with their life. For example, I had experience this morning talking to some 5th and 6th grade kids. Go around all the classes and say, hey, what y'all want to do with y'all life? Everybody, 98% sports, NFL, NBA. You can't even play. First of all, you're not even good. So, but now notice what the poverty brain is saying. You can't say that, Dr. Jackson. You gonna kill their dreams. Hey, man, they can't play. I didn't say have a backup plan. I said you not good. I'm seeing you play right now. You don't know who he could be a few years from now. You're the problem. That's the problem. You're the problem. That's not. When I ask you what you want to do in life, sports can be a part of the equation. But what I ask everybody to do, see the future and see 3 things areas you could land. Okay, you're going to the NFL. What else? 3 paths. That's where poverty gets flushed out. A person's greedy because they think that's the only money available. That's where poverty comes from. Poverty is shortage. So when you have kids that don't see a future, that's why they act that way. They don't see the future. I didn't see a future in the 12th grade. I didn't know who I could be. I didn't even know you can go to a 4-year university from Detroit. Not my school. Poverty. I grew up in poverty, shortage ideology. That's what you got to fix and work on. So in the school, as a teacher, it's always connecting with who you want to be. And guess what, folks? I have 4th graders in here today, and we talked about what do you want to do with your life? Look into the future. One thing that was very disturbing was with one group, we say, hey, what do you want to do with your life? And only one kid says he wants to be an architect. All the kids start laughing. Then the kid said, excuse me, he said, well, I want to build buildings. great. His brain is working outside it. They laughing at him because they don't even know what an architect is. And so now that one kid out of that 10 now is being flushed out of a purpose and out of his poverty. He can't see the future anymore because they're making him feel weird. So those type of kids, we got to get him out of that environment to protect them, protect their vision, protect their dream, protect their ideology of who they could be. That's what poverty is. It's the short-sightedness. So in classes, while we have so much behavior, they do not believe it matters. They believe they're right. Like for the entire week, I've been telling kids, are you a big kid or a baby? And the kids have been telling, oh, I'm a baby. Sitting there in the 7th grade, I'm a baby. This is where you're working with. In our schools, you're working with this. If the teacher develops this in a kid, we're thinking they know already, or we're hoping they know. Hope's not a strategy. They don't know. And if you don't develop it, that's why poverty runs your building. That's why poverty will have kids think you can have a fight on campus. That's why poverty can think you can put your head down and not do work. That's why poverty think you can cuss a teacher out and no, I mean, with no consequences and like you're supposed to be okay with it. That's the poverty brain. That's what we're fighting. So the intervention that I give to my team is always this: understanding you are fighting mentality. And if you're fighting a mentality, that means I must have structure, I must be consistent, and everybody's got to do it. That is anti-poverty. That is anti-poverty. And when you do that, you get a better outcome. So we make these things pretty simple so folks can get it. If you need help in this area, please, by all means, always contact us and reach out. We're here to help you with your practice. I'm just looking forward to working with you soon. Be well. Thank you.